गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णू गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. Let there be peace and love amongst all the human beings of the universe. Let there be peace, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. We have started the contemplation on the booklet called The Essence of Yogaavasishtha. Therein we have done the first 20 chapters. We are in the revision mode. We are on the chapter number 14. That is the story of GAADHI. The purpose of doing the contemplation is very simple: to remain happy, blissful, cheerful, contented, tranquil, and over and above relaxed and cool under all situations of the life. That is the purpose. And for that purpose, there are four gateways of liberation: tranquility, contentment, holy company, and inquiry. So we are following the fourth. That is the inquiry, which will automatically take us to the tranquility, it will automatically take us to the contentment. And this will act as a holy company because this is satsang. Two friends are talking to each other. He is on a contemplative topic is called as a satsang. So we are doing that. So with this, all the four legs of the gateway of liberations are followed. So now let us start the Gadhupakhyan, the story of Gadhu. The enchanting stories have been told, and through these stories, the messages are given. So what is the story of Gadi? Gadi is stories is to know this. What is this supreme power of this illusionary world? That's what has been asked. So before going into the real details of the story, let us have some background. What is the background? The karta plus doership is equal to karma. And if doership in the karta is dropped, and I am doing the work, I am doing the work, that is dropped, then what happens is there is no karma. And if there is no karma, then there will be no karma fal. So what God devotees succeeds always when he says it is Hari Krupa. If he fails, it is Hari Ichha. But then he is happy under both the situation. Doubts will be removed and you will know that there is nothing to worry. Ego of devotion is more poisonous and terrible. So keep yourself happy-go-lucky. And what is Jnanamaya Tapasya? Do Tapasya by knowledge, by mind. Mana Prasada Maunam, Atma Vinigraha, Saumyatvam, Vivek Vairagya Shatasampatti Mokshatvam. Only doing this parayan, only reading is continuously, not following in life, will not help. We have to reflect on it. You can't get everything what you want in life. So laugh it away and enjoy. That is so simple. So what is the Maya? That which is not ours and we consider as ours is a Maya. Don't get too much involved in anybody's life beyond limits. Be within yourself. Effect of dream is seen on a physical body. Because of that, we wake up. Similarly, apply this principle to the waking dream. When dream is going on, we very well know that it is dream and we are never wake up in the dream. Similarly, satsang does not give anything. Satsang corrects wrong notions without creating new notions. Just now we have seen the definition of satsang. The two friends talking on a contemplative topic so that the mind remains always tranquil, cheerful, blissful, happy and contented, over and relaxed. So we cheat ourselves the most when we follow the world. So don't take this waking world as real. It is a waking dream. During the dream, happenings are solid realities. Don't get too much involved in somebody's world. In a drama, when somebody claps, you know that your acting was really good. First, you are a woman and man, and more than that, you are Jiva, more than that, you are divine. So don't take the things of the life as real. Just play the role beautifully, perfectly, and be with your own divine being. Don't create friends, don't create enemies. Keep smiling face. Talk to everybody. No arguments, no logic. Every bad event in a life is a reminder that the purpose of life is different and we are going the wrong way. So change your direction. Do not get too much involved in the sansar. Be with everybody happily, cheerfully, but be with your divine self. How it is possible? Only act, don't react. If you react, then the problems keep on coming. So what is the story? That first topic, page number 140, it says seeing himself as one of the degraded caste, that is dog feeder. So Vashishta Rishi is telling the story to the Rama. What is that? For the perception of the variety or strangeness of the display of worldly illusion, I shall relate the legend. Sinless one, hear attentively. Vashishta Rishi is requesting Rama to attentively listen. So, and he says, sinless, nishpap, anagha. So now he's telling the story. There was a certain Brahmin in a Koshala country who was virtuous and known as Gadi. His name was Gadi. He did religious austerity, immersed in a water up to the neck. So, as per his tradition, he used to doing the religious austerity dipped up to the neck. Then Hari, God Vishnu, coming to him, said, Brahmana, get up, receive the desired boon. आपको क्या चाहिए बोल मांग सकते हो आप. So then he says, Gadivacha, Lord, I desire to see this illusionary power of the Supreme Spirit created by you, which is called as worldly existence and which causes wonder. मुझे illusionary power देखना है और ये एकदम wonder है. ये आपने बनाया कैसे मेरे को एक बार देखा. तो भगवान बोले तथास्तु. You will see this illusionary power. Thus having said Hari, the god Vishnu disappeared. From the Vishnu disappeared. So what happened now? He has to tell this, give him the experience. So once Gadi was dipped under the water for the purpose of bathing, and then he saw himself dead in his house, surrounded by his kingsmen. Below that water only he has seen that he is dead and surrounded by kingsmen. Therefore, thereafter those kingsmen, having carried that corpse to the cremation ground, reduced it to the ashes. Then he saw himself again as a born in the house of the outcast, dwelling in the village of Hunas, barbarian, and endowed with a wife. Then he saw himself as becoming old, with his relatives taking away by death. एक जा रहे. Thereafter, with his mind encomposed by grief, having left the country, reached the city of Keras, the country of Kashmiris. He stood on the royal highways. So standing there, then he saw an elephant going about here and there for the sake of finding the king when the king of that country was dead. Thereafter, that elephant, having taken hold of him with his trunk, seated him on his back with delight. Then kettle drums surrounded, thus he verily became the king of the Kera by name Gavala. So now what has happened is how is this story started? The Gadi has requested Lord Vishnu when he gave darshan ki, please show me the illusionary power of the Supreme Spirit created by you. And he said Tathastu. So he's seeing all this under the water when he was taking a bath. What he has seen? He has seen himself dead, cremated, born as a Unas and a family. Everybody was dying, so he was frustrated. He came on the streets of Kashmir and from there he has made a king of the Kavala. So anything is possible in the dream because it's a waking dream. As a normal dream it is not felt as a dream. So similarly, waking dream is not felt as a dream. So he ruled the country for 8 years, respected by the minister. He was a king for 8 years. But once what happens is, once the certain outcast having beheld him by chance, come out with his ornaments abandoned, addressed him, old relative, I have attended the greatest satisfaction by your sight today. I am very happy. Having heard this, all the minister's women who were at the windows were distressed, having concluded this king is outcast. So thereafter they did not touch him, the living the king as if he were the corpse. And all of them had determined we have been defiled for a long time by the outcast. We shall now become pure by expeditory acts. Let us enter into the fire. And they enter into the fire along with their relatives. They all enter into the fire along with their relatives. The king having thought, it is indeed on account of me that this calamity has occurred in this country, sacrificing his body in the fire without trembling or fear. So what happens is now the story has taken another turn. Again, let us recap the whole story. So in the meanwhile, Gadi, disturbed by the fire, woke up from his delusion. Who am I? What possibly do I see? What indeed did I do? Thus thinking variably, he got up under the water. Thus he got up under the water. So this total delusion is happening under the water. How it has happened is Gadi has requested Vishnu, Bhagavan Vishnu, please show me your supreme power of your this worldly illusion. So they said, okay, Tathastu, and when he was deep under the water till the neck, he has seen that Gadi has been dead, he has taken for a funeral, he has been burnt to ashes from there. He is born in a Unas family, He becomes senior age, all the people were dying. He came on the street of Kashmir, Hiras there. Then he became the king for 8 years. From there, his good relative has come. We have seen the outcast has become this thing. He then told, I am very happy to see you here. All other people then feel the king is outcast. So they did all auspicities. They jumped into the fire, and because of that, he's only these all the people that died. And so he also got a shock, and then he also boldly entered into the fire. But that time, once the dream which was going under the water, then it comes out, and he comes out and shakes himself. Who am I? What possibility to do this thing? So this is what is the real story of Swasvashvachwadi Darshanam, seeing himself as one of the degraded caste by this auspicious person like who was Gadi and Brahmana, and he was totally disregarded by his own people. So this is the Vishnu's what you can say as a supreme spirit power, illusionary power of the supreme spirit created by him. So this was the first story. Second is Mithya Drishtasya Satyata, reality of what was seen falsely. So first principle we have to accept whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not, whether you want it or not, you are divine. So everything is existing is only in the mind, and mind is nothing but the consciousness with contents. So if you remove the contents or reduce the contents, you will get the consciousness. These contents are thoughts. These thoughts are due to the objectivity. This is the matrix, and with this is a foundation. We start thinking. We are just thinking by himself. Oh God, this mind runs here and there, infinitely goes in past, goes in future, and all projections. So Gadi started thinking really this mind runs here and there, thus having contemplative at very moment, a welcome guest arrived in his kutia where he was staying. So the second topic starts, the end of the embodied one wonders about endless delusion perception. Thus having reflected, when he stood there, a welcome guest arrived. So what happens is, a good person known to him has come, gradually sitting in a conch. Gandhi asked this Brahmana as follows. His friend was the Brahman. Why your weak bodies and why indeed are you wearing? Why you are wearing? So then he said, I lived in the land of Kiras for a month, and there the story was heard. The story was heard. What is the story? Excellent Brahmana here, an outcast was a king for 8 years. He was just found out, recognized at the end, entered into the fire in haste. Yes, so also 200 Brahmins entered into the fire. So thus having heard and then departed and performed expiation of the scene in the proper manner. I have come here for a conclusion of fast at the end of Chandrayan Wo. So what is this Chandrayan Wo? Then I was weary with fast. Surely there was no reason for my weakness. So Chandrayan is an expiatory penance involving fasting regularly by the moon's waxing and burning. Like the moon, like if it's full moon day, so there he will take a normal food, take normal food. From there, only one small piece of food he will take, and on the full black day, then he will not take anything. Likewise, he has done a Chandrayan penance, which is very difficult to do. Thus, having heard what was told by him, Gati with his mind, overcome by wonder, thought, this my history is such. Then, having gone out, he came to see the region of Hunas. There, having seen his own house of the outcast as before, and having reached the territory of Kiraj, he saw the things experienced by him. With his head trembling with astonishment, reflecting on the deed of Vishnu, God Vishnu, Gandhi again performed penance intensely in the cave of mountain. Again उसने तपस्या चालू की. The bearer of the discus and the mass, God Vishnu, satisfied with the penance of Gandhi, having come near him, spoke as follows: My illusion has been seen by you. What else do you wish to see? Gandhi said, I do not comprehend its secret. How did this delusion become real? मुझे समझ नहीं रहा कि जो मेरे को पानी के अंदर में जब मैं नेक तक था, I was under the water till neck, that delusion, how it has come true? So then Bhagwan Uddhaj, the teaching of the Lord. So Bhagwan says what? The earth and the like physical elements are only in the mind and never any time exist separately. Everything is happening in the mind and never it exists separately. They are experienced just by everyone in the delusion objects of the dream. So it is a long, long dream in the waking state. If by that mind, where the endless illusion of the world is situated, the state of the outcast has been displayed. And then whereas is the astonishment in this matter? कहाँ गया आश्चर्य इसमें? As a state of being an outcast was pursued by you through the influence of the illusion, So also you have seen the guest who arrived in that delusion. Thus you have seen the former residents having reached the place of honor. So have you seen the kingship of the Kiras reflected in the mind of the cause the delusion? And at some time or other, one light of consciousness alone is born as that of the many. Only by its deep entrance, the outcast also come into existence formally. Having become the king of Kiras, he then entered into the fire. That indeed happened solely in your mind, due to the self-relatedness. Due to the lack of fullness of the knowledge, you are not able ward of the mental delusion. On account of that, you are overcome in the moment by that very delusion. Having reason, you perform penance, and then you will gain the knowledge. Thus told Gadhi with his vicious imaginary, given up the penance, therefore 10 years in the form of reflection on the self, for cessation of the delusion. So what he started then? He started doing the penance for mental delusion. That means again coming to the main topic is that mind minus the thoughts is equal to consciousness. So try to reduce the consciousness thoughts. Mind will automatically dissolve in consciousness and will be in a Chidakash mode. So by that penance he obtained knowledge of the self, attended to the state of liberation while living. He became free from sorrow. So what has happened is Jivan Mukta Padam Prapta Vita Shoko Babhuvacha. So he become a Jivan Mukta. So Vita Shoka, he will not have any sorrow in his life. Raghunandan Ram, thus in his in this incomprehensible illusion, depending on the Supreme Self, spread out exceedingly, causing great delusion always. The great disease of worldly existence is indeed not extinguished even by the continuous effort, without the most excellent medicine of the mere overcoming of the mind. Excellent medicine over is overcoming of the mind. We have to overcome the mind. Accepting the present that has arrived in a regular course for the moment, with the externalized intellect and not accepting the future and past, the mind is reduced to the state free from thoughts. So I'll again repeat this very important shloka. 14th important. Vartamanam kraya kramayatam bhajat bhaya buddhya dushanam abhajatam bhavi bhutam cha yati chintam achintatam. Accepting the present that has arrived in a regular course for the moment with the externalized intellect and not accepting or entertaining the future and past. The mind is reduced to state free from thought. So what has to be done? Accepting the present that has arrived in a regular course for the moment. जो कुछ आ रहा है उसे accept कर लो. With the externalized intellect and not accepting and entertaining future and past. So what has happened? You react there and you forget about there. The mind is reduced to state from free thoughts. The conscious mind emptied of thoughts is indeed called as inner intelligent principle because of its inherent nature being free from the thinking mind. There is no tent of thought there. There is no thought ceasing of object. Having cast away the dirt of the known, that is whatever is the known, making the mind clear, bright, completely and having thoroughly broken as certain the feather of hope desire, be absorbed in a pure consciousness alone. So once you know that if you have to drop all your thoughts and that's very easy, so no desire, no hopes. So what happens is nothing to do, nowhere to go. Happy go lucky always. And do your activities as it is and remain simple and disciplined life without troubling others, without getting troubled yourself. And then alone the delusion on ignorance, which is a cause of roaming about in worldly existence, is destroyed. By the idea or sense of the self is the non-self. And because of the feeling this is mine and by the melody feeling of egotism, the mind becomes sullen. So mind becomes sullen because of what? It is because of ego, because of desires, because of hope, because of commenting on others. Mind becomes sullen and then you suffer in the life. What has to be done is throw away your eye, throw your mind, and be happy always. By the division of what is fit to be abandoned and what is to be fit to be received, by trust in worldly life, by attachment, and by greed for wealth, the mind becomes hollow with the thoughts. So that has to be dropped. Brave one, having cut off and shattered the five elements, that is, earth, water, fire, air, and earth, repeatedly like Uddalaka, investigate within by the steady, resolute intellect. This refers to the wearing away of the mind from the external universe constituted by the physical element, reflecting on the true nature of the self, with a view to getting established in one's own nature, that is pure being consciousness. That is our own nature. So the story of this story of Gandhi has been told to know that the truth is that we are divine. Second thing is that we have to reduce hopes and aspirations and desires in such a way that slowly the thoughts will get reduced and only mind will dissolve into the consciousness. So, Thus, mind is a container where known and known both are existing. Known and knower both are existing. You have to live in this world as a drashta bhav. When living with yourself, when living with yourself, then sakshi bhav. With the world, drashta bhav, and with yourself, sakshi bhav. Slowly, we have to transcend modification of mind. Therefore, whole world is contained in the mind. We all have access to the mind. There is nothing now new in this world. Nothing new in this world. So we have seen such examples in the life of Sai Baba when he was the such story of Gadi we have seen. How banyan tree comes out to existence from the seed. So the bird eats that fruit, then it gets digested through excretia. It comes and from that the tree germinates. How this is happening? This is all that Prabhu's Maya. So, so this world is an unmanifest form in the scene called as Brahman. Whole world already is contained in this Brahman. Brahmaji created world yatha purvam akalpayat as it was earlier. It is right from the earlier. There is nothing new. That's what does not fall in the purview of logic and reasoning is Maya. Maya is Adnanam. Adnanam is incomplete knowledge. Everything is contained is in consciousness, and consciousness expressed as Chetana. Chetana as Chitta or mind is one. So everything is in the mind. Therefore, we all have a common mind. There are no separate minds. There is only one electricity. That electricity makes light, fan, and motor works. If this we can catch and comprehend, one only contains everything and everything becomes manifest due to the conditioning. Maya kalpita desha kala kalana. So what is new in this world? Nothing. So bhaja govindam. World goes on, and what is the foundation is desha kala kalana. Waking, dream, deep sleeps and samadhi. From where they are coming? From the same reality. One is living in the relative world and not in the truth. That is a jnana. So now Bhagwan gives him instruction, and this all we have to understand as a spiritual practice. Five great elements, Prithvi, Jal, Agni, Vayu, Vakash, are all in the mind. When mind is sleeping, when mind is completely unmanifest, as a deep sleep, where it goes? Nowhere, because it is not existing. Where we are, space, where we see the time, what we see, individuality, all these things are null and void because no mind. There is no chitta. Chitta and mind are same. So where is the whole world? World is only in the mind. So be attentive. Mind we are talking about is a common mind. So what is mithya? Mithya is a virtual reality. Real spiritual practices don't get too much influenced by the mind. Mind se pareshan mat hona. For the mind to enter body, as like Wi-Fi, nothing stops and is not needed. So mind is outside as well as inside. It's one mind. So when it is reflecting to the body, it becomes the individual mind. And then we suffer. Whenever mind has become individual, the thinking will be influenced by the hold of the particular body. So what is that influence? I start thinking that about I and mind. I want this, I want that, I don't want this, I don't want that. These are my children, this is my society, this is my country, this is my health, these are my diseases. But mind is completely to think in the start thinking related to body, and that's why we suffer. We have been told that when there is a body disidentification, mind will not think in respect of the body. So positions and relations. So don't take the things too seriously in the life. If I am not the body, what does it mean? It means I am neither poor nor rich, I am neither mother nor father. Relativity is totally gone, but we are always there. What is the practice in waking world? Do not get too much involved in possessions and relations of the world. Possessions and relations must have limitation. So what has been told is Bhagwan Ram was the son of Dashratha has to die because of Ram. Therefore, you can't have good relations always. This will always happen. So keep a elbow distance. Keep always elbow distance. So always think in the right spirit that it is only a self which is being manifested and it is unfragmented consciousness. Don't get involved in the children's life. Let them lead their life. Let them suffer or enjoy. It is their life. You may advise and keep a elbows distance. Miserable people have a very strong ego. Whenever you are miserable, it is ego which hurts you. It's the mind. Less miserable, then less ego. Not miserable, then you are divine. So what is the spiritual practice? All spiritual practices be happy. Everybody is happy or miserable due to his own choice. So the whole world is in me. So when mind is folded or destroyed, world goes. When the mind comes up, whole world is in front of him. So how mind opens up? How electricity expresses in the bulb? Similarly, in place of bulb, put your body. In place of light, put your mind. When mind turns off, world can be seen. Therefore, everything is contained in the mind, and that experience is for everyone. So dream world does not come from outside. It's absolutely existing in the mind. So Bhagwan has created original intelligence and we are creating our artificial intelligence. It is one and the same. This is experience of everyone. In dream, whole world comes out from where? Outside, no. It comes out from the mind because it's already there. So when you are in delusion, you start imagining something and say, oh, where I lost day, and you are dreaming. Mind is a container and world is the contents. That mind, the whole world which you are in Chandal is contended is in total mind. When your mind was doing Ahamarshana Stotra, it forgot that and took a turn, went to the dream world, that is Chandra. So about it. So what is surprise about it? And also when a visitor has come and told you about Chandal, that is also illusion which is appearing out of delusion. So from conscious point of view, your differences have no differences. They're one. After that, you become king of Kiras, enter into the fire, your chit got burned as if nothing has happened. When knowledge is not complete, you are not able to ward off your mental impressions. So, what is required is a very good thing is samajhdari. If you have samajhdari that everything is happening with the self and not with the mind, mind is playing a trick because it is a common mind and we are thinking individual mind with respect to the body. When when our mind is totally free from all contents that is thought, we reach Chetana, common mind, and because of the common mind, we continue life. If you have to seek Paramatma, don't worry about the world. It's a good message. So don't take world as real. When we live at zero desire level, our minds are pure. Let others do what they want to do. You keep quiet as it is an illusion. So to keep quiet as it is illusion. Delusion mind can never be removed by incompleteness of knowledge. Therefore, moment you know the truth, all your illusion is gone, and also so the delusion also goes. So reflection happens in the two ways. Object in front of us get reflected by sense organs. Reflections are stored in the mind, and that is a waking experience. And dream experience is stored memory. This is a very infinite. So live in this world in such a manner that no impressions are stored in the mind. No impressions are stored in the mind. Make mind like a mirror. Let there be the experience, but no experience is born. Let all experience be there. When we see, when we hear, when we comment, experience is born. When there is a meditation, there cannot be an experiencer. Recognize this truth. Mahamantra is what then? Dekho suno bolo mat. We cannot see actual object, it is only virtual impression happening only in the mind. That day when we'll be able to digest this statement, our life will be changed. What is that statement? We actually do not see the actual object, it's virtual impressions. Then we'll come to know that majority cases we are the victims of our own whims and wishes. Let us live in this world without reacting. When we react, we create friends, we create enemies, we create like, we create dislike, we create values, we create not values. All the things are happening only in mind. Nothing has happened in this world. Take the world as appearance and enjoy. Hari protects us and Guru guides us from within. Therefore, remain as nobody. So, what is the tapasya? Remaining as nobody and reflection in the form of Atma Chintan. And what is Atma Chintan? Not doing Anatma Chintan itself is Atma Chintan. So remaining in the self itself is Atma Chintan. Knowing that it is unfragmented, undivided consciousness, that itself is Atma Chintan. So what? Relax, relax, relax. World is a long, endless dream. Be happy always. Non-existing ego entities develop just like that. As a result, mind becomes very fat. Where what should be kept, what should be rejected to be decided. Start contemplating how this ego can be reduced. Spiritual practice is not becoming extraordinary, it is dropping all extra fat. But because of ego, he was unaware to attain fulfillment in life. Because of tapasya, discrimination, vivek kindles in the mind. So also tapasya, we do it for kindling of the vivek in the mind. So ego is such a funny thing, friends, that it can land us anywhere. For example, not taking corona vaccine. So anything which takes us away from others, that is not a spiritual practice. Keep a stomach full, head empty. Greatest spiritual practice. Then you can contemplate. With this, we understood the story of Gadi. The story of Gadi wanted to tell us that the world is unfragmented, undivided consciousness. It is self, self, self. It is bliss, bliss, bliss. It is happiness, happiness, happiness. Whenever the sorrow or miserable situation comes, it is because of your mind. And whenever the happiness comes, it is because of only the self. That you should understand and be happy always with this prayers. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tasat Sri Ramachandra Arpanamastu Submitting the divine truth to the Holy Scripture. Sri Ram